In this video, we're going to be talking about 3 super important skills that will make you a better machine learning engineer in tech companies. I'm not going to be talking about Python or machine learning, as they are obvious skills you need to master as a machine learning engineer. The first one is SQL. As machine learning engineers, we thrive on data. We spend most of our time exploring and dissecting data in order to understand them. Tech companies usually sit on mines of massive amounts of text. Here, I'm talking about structured data. One reason MLEs back away from SQL is because SQL has a different style of programming to Python. SQL is declarative, whereas in Python is imperative. So what's the difference? In Python, you would be telling the code how to do something, whereas in SQL, you would be telling it what to do, and how it should be done is decided by the query planner, which will come up with a plan to achieve the outcome in the most efficient manner. There's a few reasons you need to know SQL. The first one is, other than developing machine learning models on data, we need to answer certain questions. Typically, these questions can be answered based on some aggregated statistics, like what's the highest traffic surface in our software, or how many free users versus paid users did we have in the last 30 days. Another reason is, usually software companies have modern data warehouses. These modern data warehouses are supercharged with compute power. And if you look at modern data warehouses like Snowflake, they offer much more sophisticated functionality that goes beyond simple SQL, such as windowing or parsing complex JSON structures. If you don't use these already baked-in capabilities that are in the modern data warehouses, you're actually missing out a lot. The second one is Java. As a machine learning engineer, one of your core responsibilities is to deploy machine learning models and serve them in real time. A lot of the tech companies would have their backend as a network of microservices. These microservices are typically implemented in Java. So this Java backend needs to communicate with our model in order to serve a customer successfully. If you rely on a backend engineer to connect this model on the Java side, they might introduce subtle, hard-to-catch bugs unintentionally due to the lack of domain expertise. However, if you have the basic understanding in Java, you can make this connection much more smooth and make sure that the model is used as intended. Sometimes when I conduct interviews, I see this unfamiliarity with data structures. This goes back to something I've wondered when I started. When we have established numerical and scientific libraries such as NumPy or Pandas, why do we need to worry about data structures? Because most of the time we're serving machine learning models in real time. If you're trying to do batch computing, NumPy and Pandas are really great solutions. But if you want to serve a model in an online fashion, request by request, then NumPy and Pandas can introduce overhead. So it's always important to understand the underlying data structures and which data structures are suitable for the problem you are trying to solve. And when I'm talking about understanding data structures, I'm not suggesting that you need to be able to solve the hardest level lead code problems. I'm talking about knowing basic things, such as if you want to search for an item in a collection, using a set is much faster than using an array. Or if you're most of the time adding and removing items and not doing much searching, then a linked list is a better solution than an array. Knowing these kind of simple things will make your code much more efficient. If you don't do this, what's going to happen is you're going to deploy an inefficient model, see that the model is not performing as expected in real world, and then you'll have to take that down and then debug, which is obviously more annoying than getting it right from the start. Finally, I'm not saying that you need to be absolute masters at these skills. You can always go to a backend engineer or a data engineer and ask for help. But what I'm saying is you shouldn't become complacent and fully ignore these other technologies, because that will make your life harder if, for example, a backend engineer in your team leaves. Another important thing is the skills you need to master will depend on the company you're after and the role you are interested in. However, this can serve as a standard guideline for you to become a better machine learning engineer. I hope this video helped. If you want to learn more about machine learning and what's happening in the artificial intelligence field, make sure you subscribe to my channel. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them in the comments. I will see you again with another video.